Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, it has been a while, but I'm back. As I said in my last video, work has been manic. I've had stuff going on in my private life. So yeah, but I'm back. I've got cars lined up to film. I've had manufacturers been calling me saying, book this car, drive this car, and we have done it. But first, we start with my not so new daily. Let's go and check out what it is, and I'll tell you a bit about it. Right, so last year, at some point in 2021, I sold my Macan Turbo, needed a car, spoke to a couple of manufacturers to see what I can get hold of, because we started to go into that phase where lead times were just extending ridiculously. So we managed to find, or Mercedes managed to find, a GLE 350DE. Now, if you've been following the channel, you would have known about a year or so ago, I did a film on 3 plug-in hybrid SUVs, the Range Rover Sport, the BMW X5, and the GLE. So in that video, and I did confess that I thought the best one out of the 3 at the time was the X5. And I still state that, and I still go with that. It was the best car to drive. However, I went for the GLE price, and also because I do a lot of long distance, so the diesel engine helps with the travel that I do. Now I've had this car, so as I said, not so new. I've had the car since I think 19th of January was when I got it. We're in early June now, so the video is delayed. However, there is a benefit to that unintended delay, because what have I done now? I've done over 4,500 miles on it, and I can actually give you real life feedback on the car. So let's touch on the spec of the car. It's in carbon sight blue, and that is it. It's a standard car. They could not find anything with any options, so I said I needed a car, I'll take it. So black leather, you only get black leather in these things. Cab blue, I don't get any. I've got a couple of, I've got blind spot indicators, and the usual heated seats, electric seats, memory seats. That's about it. And yes, it has got those boring, crappy wheels that I hate, but as I said, it was the only car I could get my hands on, so I took it. I'm not going to kind of whinge. Lead times are still horrendous. So yeah, it does the job at the moment. Boot space is ample. I think one of the problems with PHEVs, as you can see from this shot, there's no kind of place to put anything. You don't have the compartment underneath your boot. It's just there. So your first aid kit, your tyre inflation kit, it's just in the boot. So you got to try and manage that every time. But part of having a plug-in hybrid, I suppose. Ample space in the rear. Obviously the interior is fantastic. I've always believed Mercedes and their interiors are class leading, and this, I think, from a driver's cockpit, again, is class leading. The new C-Class obviously has got the same interior as the new S-Class. I've seen spy shots say, oh no, they've released the GLC now with the new interior, so they're obviously changing it. Let's see what it looks like in those cars. But nonetheless, this is a good car. It does what I need it to do. If I could have got an X5, I probably would have taken it, but I couldn't, so I'm in this. And as I said, from a long distance, it's great with the diesel engine. It does feel heavy when you're lugging it around, especially around town, and you haven't got any, and the batteries run out. Now, let's talk about experiencing this. So, as I said in that video about a year or so ago, you go for this on the basis that it gives you the better range, because the diesel engine. This one on paper does 57 miles of electric. In real life, I've seen 51, and I've been charging it a couple of times a month. 3 times a month, 3 times a month. So I don't have a home charging point. I go and use public charging. It can take up to 60 kilowatts, I think, or 80 kilowatts. 60 kilowatts, and I've been able to get that. I've also had a challenge on some charging points where it should be able to give you that, and it doesn't, because of, and I'm suspecting it's the area that they're in where, you know, there's flats around it and people are at home and doing what they need to do at home. So nonetheless, you know, the car is okay. Now MPG, as I said, I've had it since January. I've done 4,500 miles, or over 4,500 miles to be exact. I've done 4,650. So the car, yes, is great in a way where, you know, long distance cruiser, blend it with the electric, great. However, there is always a however. The best MPG I've been able to get is 40. Now, I've changed my driving style. I've used the different modes. I just can't get over 40. You know, it baffles me. I don't understand it. So I've tried and tried and tried. It's not the most dynamic of driving vehicles. I still believe the X5 is probably edges it. But listen, I got it for 2 reasons. I'm using it for those 2 reasons. Diesel is very expensive at the moment. But that said, you know, a tank can last me two and a bit weeks. So from that perspective, some of the petrols might be where you have to fill them up on a regular basis. So the car's not as dynamic to drive, but for what I'm paying for it, you always have to remember that it's peanuts. So pros and cons. Now, in that last video I did, I kind of said the X5 was 1, GLE was 2, and the Range Rover Sport was 3. However, in that time, there is a new Range Rover Sport that's just been launched. I'm on the list to get a car later this year. I've been doing the research. The figures are on par with this. So the CO2's, I think, 18, this is 19. The electric range in this is claimed 57, that is claimed 70. So that's really, on paper, come a long way. So we'll see that later this year. The X5, I know I've seen some spy shots running around Germany, so that's going to be improved as well. Whether or not they improve that, you know, from a battery perspective, time will tell. They've just launched a 3 Series or revised facelift, new 3 Series, and the battery and CO2 has not been changed on that. So hopefully BMW will do something with the X5. So back to this car. Yes, it's a good car. It drives well. You know, it does what I need it to do. It would have been nice to have the Burmeister sound system. It would have been nice to have a sunroof, but hey, it's one of those things. I needed a car. They found me this, and I took it. I'm not gonna quibble with it. So yeah, it's back. I'm back filming. As I said, work has been very busy. I've actually got some time off that I'm filming on my day off. So yeah. Nonetheless, I've got some cars lined up. So we've got some electric cars coming up, some plug-in hybrids, the new Range Rover Sport, as I've mentioned. Got some electric cars coming in from Mercedes. The new EQB is on its way. The new EQE and EQS are all on their way. Cupra Born, BMW i4, BMW iX. These are all booked in, ready to come. And we're going to have some wild cards in there as well. So we're going to have a mixture. New C-Class is on its way. Now, when I filmed the 3 Series, that really took off on the channel. It really did well. I think I've got 20,000 views on that. There is a new C-Class that goes and rivals it. I've got the C300E Estate coming later this month, or towards the end of this month, I think it is. So yeah, so that's on its way. So lots and lots coming. I will be back filming on a more regular basis. I promise to get you more content out there. Again, you know, guys, interact. Let me know what you think of my videos. Let me know on your experience on these cars, and if you've had these cars, then, you know, get in touch and tell me what you've been, what your experience has been like. Coming up on the channel, as I touched on, a lot of electric cars coming through. There's a lot of strategy changes from manufacturers that I've been talking to over the last 12 months or so. It is going to be interesting to see where things go, but then you know, certainly some of the, I can't really call them smaller manufacturers, but something like Stellantis and how they're going to change. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Jeep Compass, there's a plug-in hybrid. Hyundai, Toyota, you know, everyone's got a half decent plug-in hybrid, but there are some new potential changes coming in which will change that and probably push more people to electric than plug-in hybrid from a company car perspective. Don't need to worry about that at the moment. It's not going to probably be announced until late 23 to come into 2025, so we're still way from that. It's going to be interesting to see, especially in the UK from a company car tax perspective, as and when the Chancellor makes his decisions on what company car tax looks like from 2025. So it's going to be very interesting times for the fleet market, but nonetheless it's a massive way of selling cars for manufacturers and dealers, as long as we can get them. And you know, I don't think they'll want to kill it off. On that note, I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button. See you soon. Bye for now.